Thank you. So we've already started on our ask, and I think, as Andy said, it's about doing it, 100% about doing it. And I'm delighted to welcome in now Dame Julie Kenny, who has been a stalwart and part of the Yorkshire Power Circle since we first started running these. When they were back in the days where we ran them live, where we had a dinner around a table and we chinked glasses. It was quite bizarre. But Dame Julie was on one of the very first power circles that we ran. In fact, Yorkshire was the first one back in May 2 years ago. And we started a conversation with Julie. And Julie, right from that day, has always had that crack-on mentality. And so I was really honoured and privileged when I asked Julie, would she write the foreword for the report, of which she gracefully accepted. So welcome, Julie. Thank you for being part of this this journey that we've been on. We've learned a whole new lexicon, haven't we, over COVID, the Corona coaster. I think we've been on quite a lot of this. But thank you for joining us today. What can I ask? Why was this important for you to get involved with the Northern Power Women Report and the Power Circles?
Okay. Good morning. Well, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for joining us. Why are these asks important of us? Well, first off, I'm a woman. And, you know, you want to succeed, and each of us want to get to whatever our level is that we want to achieve. And, you know, in the boardroom and around other tables, we are there if you look at the government targets. So there's the Hampton Alexander Review for November 19 says that actually in the FTSE organisations, we have reached that 33%. But actually, in reality, have we? Because a lot of those women are on 1 or 2 or 3 boards. And, you know, in the ethnic minority group, we have gone back in the last year. We have less people there. And, you know, Trevor Phillips, who's well known as a diversity expert, says that the glass ceiling is cracked, but it's not broken. But actually, to see that the ethnic diversity has gone backwards in 2019 is not good. There are only 10 Black, Asian and minority ethnic people working in leadership roles in the FTSE 100. That's a shocking statistic. And when we are around that table, we bring a different perspective, we bring a different way of thinking, and we bring different knowledge, and that needs to be recognised. So I'm really keen that women that want to go on these boards really do put themselves forward to get there, but also that we challenge those recruiters to put away any unconscious bias that they might have and to actually get us there. But in the meantime, they also need to understand that this new world, we need some flexibility around childcare. You know, women have gone back to work and then their children have been isolated from school. They need to be able to cope with that, but still work, and women do and can. And then we need to invest in the future talent. Those women that have lost their jobs, that need reinvestment, and the government's made some announcements this week, young talent. We all have the power to actually develop young people. And one of the things that I did as chair of Wentworth Woodhouse 2 years ago is to have an apprentice trustee who was 19. We didn't give her the whole responsibilities of a legal directorship at that time, but we put her on a 2-year training course as a trainee so that we got the young voice into our board, and she was able to take the voice back to the young people in the region. And next year she will be appointed as a full-blown trustee. Wow. We have all got it in our power to make a difference, and you know, we are going to see more disruptions, so anticipate the disruptions. Don't just rebuild, reimagine. We've all got that ability. Build adaptability into our DNA and unlearn the bad things of the past and reimagine the new things of the future. We've got to do both things, and we need to change. All of us, including the women, we do. So that's why I'm, you know, really passionate about what it is that you do and you try and do, and you know, and I'm right behind you.
Thank you, Julie. So how do we keep this momentum going? Because I think what you've laid out there and what we've put in our asks is it's not just a case of, right, you've got to do this and tick a box. There are different sort of ways to do it. I love the whole concept of having the apprentice trustee. I think that is so fantastic because it's almost it's that reverse mentorship as well, isn't it? I think which is really key. So we've got a tough winter ahead, Julie. So what's the top tip really that we can be kind of keeping this momentum going over the winter and getting everyone to do something?
Well, I think the power's in our hands. As I've said, we need to talk. If you're lucky enough to be an owner of a business or somebody that's in a position where you can influence and change things, then look at how you can work differently. Look at how you can bring flexibility and adaptability into your work life. Look at the issues that some men and women have that around their own organizations and what's happening at home. It is going to be disruptive this winter. We're all worrying about what's going to happen at Christmas. Let us bring in to reimagine how we can work differently. And I think that we've got that power within us. Do whatever we can, influence wherever we can, come together and help each other and come up with ideas that we can actually scale up or scale down in different areas.
And one of the questions that was thrown into the chat was for Andy, actually, but it says that policy needs to be combined with investment in women-focused support. What's your take on that, Julie?
Well, I think that there are some opportunities, certainly within the metro districts, to actually have some additional support. But that there's lots of opportunities for training and retraining. And actually, maybe we should use some of that as an individual and see if you can get some access to some of that funding to do so. But yes, we should, there are some policy changes. I think Andy's bringing some in. Government is. We've just got to access them.
And I've got a note here, Anne Kearns, fantastic Anne Kearns, championed a report last week, but they've got an apprentice scheme running, ready to roll out of the 30% Club, which is, again, one of those campaigns that has been so successful over the years, hasn't it? And I think they were definitely an organisation when they set the 30%, Dame Helena Morrissey, and having that ambition of 30% of women on boards and getting the chairman involved. I think what we're trying to do is say that everybody has got a part to play. As we rebuild, as we go forward better, everyone can do something for someone else. Even if you're not the top of the tree, you can all pay it forward. I think it's about now. We all have to be generous with our time. We all have to be committed and intentional about what we do. And because that will ultimately help us make a difference, Julie.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it's not just those at the top of the tree. They can do it quicker. But you can influence within your organisations. You can talk up and you can talk down. And when we all work together and collaborate, we're a much more powerful tool than when you're acting together. So I do think that there are loads of suggestions and different examples in the report. There are loads more out there. Let's continue to pull these together. Let's continue to meet through the winter, support each other to get through this uneasy time that's coming down the line, and just work together and make that difference.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you as ever for your unwavering support, and we'll see you again over the autumn.